Welcome to Home and Away, a Tottenham Hotspur podcast hosted by myself, Graham Spice and Glen Cowie, where we discuss all things Tottenham Hotspur with both the match attending and international supporters view. This episode we'll be talking about last weekend's Villa match and we'll be previewing the Leeds match on Monday night. A lot to get through, so let's get into it.
Let me be the one that you turn to, someone you can rely on, closer each day, home and away.
Glenn, are you good?
Good. I'm just checking myself and pinching myself and making sure it's not a dream that we've won back-to-back games.
3 games unbeaten.
Yeah, I'm good. yes. And broadly okay. The weather is appalling in Melbourne. It's probably about a high of 7 and pissing rain. Whatever. I always say I'll take a Melbourne winter over an English one, so I shouldn't complain too much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm good. How are you? Are you also in disbelief that we've
I
taken
am.
7 from 9 points?
I was expecting when I said when we recorded last week, we kind of said head says a draw, heart says a win. I think we all pretty much said 2-1, so we got that one on the nose. And actually, in the end, I was really disappointed we conceded the goal. It was we were so I think the performance was better than a 2-1 win.
Oh yeah. And I was going to ask you, so I know that you had some family commitments on the Sunday Arvo. Were you able to watch it or did you have to listen?
Yeah, I missed the first 10 minutes. Well, I listened to the first 10 minutes in the car on the radio, but I was back fairly quickly.
I watched it on a fairly, not that long of a delay because it kicked on 4 a.m. So I would have finished around 6 a.m. for me. I think I started it Monday morning just after 7. So I was like a couple of hours away from live. But you know, sometimes when you watch a game and from kickoff, you can just tell we're going to get something here. Like we just looked.
Yeah, we just from the beginning, we're all over
we were
them.
Harrying, we were pressing, but it wasn't just like hecticness and no plan. It was like we were very conscious. We had a game plan. And
yeah, it was deliberate, wasn't it? It was very deliberate.
Very deliberate. We didn't give them any time on the ball. We went as a unit, we dropped as a unit, right? And that was so impressive. And any fan that is saying, or any football fan that has said, oh yeah, but Villa made however many changes, have a look at our team and tell me how many changes we've had to make.
Well, there's more. Yeah, there's significantly more. And actually, I had the pleasure of watching De Zerbi's pre-match that was earlier today. Well, the pre-embargo section, the post-embargo comes out after 10:30 tonight, I think, which I didn't see yet. And he said that, well, Forest made more changes than Villa did, and they beat Chelsea. So, like, you still got to beat the team that's in front of you. And he basically went through the Villa team, and like he said, that's not a weak team, which is, and it isn't. If you look at most of them are, quite good players.
Yeah,
Certainly the back four isn't weakened at all. We had Tielemans and Bogard in the midfield, and Sancho who've been transferred for 90 million or whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
Rodgers
it wasn't an appalling collectively group of players. They kind of reminded me of us, the way they performed.
Yeah, it was a bit like they looked like a bunch of individuals for the game. That's been one of our problems, isn't it? We haven't looked like a team, like a cohesive team most of the season.
But look, Emre, after this morning for me, last night or tonight for you, this morning results for Villa, he's fully
totally
vindicated.
Justified it, didn't he, in the end?
I mean, and I not to make this a Villa and a Forest podcast, but Forest never qualified for that competition, so fuck them. And B, I've always maintained I thought Villa would win it. I think Emery's got a bit about him with that competition.
I mean, and he's won it 4 times already.
Yeah. It's funny what football does, isn't it? Forest out and Palace in the Conference League final. And if they win that, they make Europa League. So there you go.
Yeah, and they can't be stolen off from this time.
Yeah, full season for justice to be served. No, so very, very impressed. I thought Palhinha, I thought Porro, I thought Richarlison, Muani.
There wasn't a player who had a bad game.
There was many standouts for me. No one.
Gallagher looked like the Gallagher we thought we were buying for the first time.
Yeah.
He was excellent.
We also, I'm trying to think across the full 90 minutes. I don't remember too many silly mistakes, or we just seemed collectively at it, And, it's interesting. The commentary I had were very much, where's all this been all season? And it's like, well, maybe we just didn't have the right guys in charge for this group of players, which I think we always questioned if we
This was
did.
never a technical issue, was it? It was a mentality thing. And he's clearly got in their heads and done something to give them confidence. And they look like his job was really to come in and find the 20% that's been missing from all of them all season, and he's found it. That this is what we know. We knew these players were capable of this because we've seen them do it on occasion. But the issue has ever been that it's been missing for a long time, and keeping that consistently, turning up and doing that every week.
Yeah.
Because if we turn up and do that against Leeds, we've got a good chance, really good chance. We should beat them.
By the way, how good was Mathys Tel's cross for Richarlison's header?
Yeah, it was great.
And that's the thing with Richarlison for me. He's certainly not Harry Kane, we know that. He's not even really your out and out, hold the ball up striker who's going to sniff out a goal. But when you put the ball, as good a ball like that in the box, he's probably going to get at the end of it. And 9 times out of 10, he's going to get it on target. It's a great header. Great header.
I really loved the way that Gallagher brought the ball down before a shot as well. It was a really great, there was so much to admire about the football for a change.
Yeah, it felt good. It felt nice, particularly pleasing with two.
Even we've all been critical of Kolo Muani because he has had a poor season, but again, he it's a mentality thing. It must be or an attitude, whatever it is. He's got in his head, and he looks again like the player that someone paid 90 odd million for.
Yeah. This is exactly right. Well, and also it was the press conference from De Zerbi prior to that Villa game when it was essentially the messaging was stop with the pity party.
Yeah. Right. So, don't talk about the injuries anymore. I've got good players. They're good enough to win this game. I mean, I'm assuming that's what he's been saying to the players all week because they did exactly that.
Do you have something that's come up, I think, when we had Richard on, and I'll ask you, do you have a sense of sympathy for Archie Gray? Then how well he's been playing, and now he's. But
he did mention, he was asked about it in the press conference, and he basically said he's an excellent player. He's the future of the club. He's probably going to be the captain. So that gives, he clearly rates him. And he said, for me, the issue he has is he's been too utilitarian. He didn't say, I'm paraphrasing, obviously. Sometimes he needs a translator, but he was never going to use a word like that. But he said he's played in too many positions, and I need him to specialise in one.
Yeah.
And then I will work with him to make him that. Yeah. So I feel like, and that's a fair comment, but he's done really well wherever we played him. But he probably does need to find his place so that he's not like a standby for someone. He needs to find a place and make it his own. So it's not a bad thing. And I get the impression that De Zerbi will, because he's the kind of malleable player that you want, right? He's already performing at a very high level. He's young. He's got a lot of growth left in him. And to get him at that stage of his career is probably like music to De Zerbi.
Well, and a player like Archie Gray in a big game, let's knock on wood and hope that we're still in the league next season, which I think actually we will. We will come to that in a minute on what my view is. But if you're playing in a big game and your right back goes down or your centre back goes down and he's on the pitch and you can move things around and he can deputise there, then that's the type of player that's so handy to have, isn't he?
Yeah.
In your ranks.
It is, but equally, he does not want to be remembered as being like a Swiss Army player, right? He wants to.
He's a central midfielder.
If you want to play for your country, for instance, you probably want to be known for playing in a position. It's okay if you can play in other positions, but you want to. Otherwise, you're never going to be the first choice. You're always going to be second choice for a.
Yeah. Well,
I think the thing is, right, that I think that game gives us some belief again, right? So now we've shown we can do it 2 on the bounce, but I think the next game, the Leeds game, will tell us whether that we can carry that belief to the end of the season or whether it's, short-lived. And the difference between doing it in an away ground twice on a row and doing it at home, which I feel like the home crowd creates much more pressure on the players because any little thing you can hear the disappointment in the crowd. But hopefully the supporters have seen enough that they are positive about it. What I don't want is a complete flip like the Forest game where we absolutely get battered by Leeds.
Well, De Zerbi, without saying so much, has almost not banned it, but he's tempered that show up, sing up, stay up. Because he thought that was just creating too much pressure on the players when there was that all the fans lining the coach as it arrives. He's like, no, you arrive in your cars, you treat this like any other game. And I suspect he's probably going to do the same for Monday against Leeds.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt, yeah.
I mean, I don't think Leeds are going to get sucked back in. They've got 42 points now. I think they're maybe reflecting on a pretty good season and they're somewhat halfway on the beach. I'm hoping that's the case. And they've got
a really good recent record, though. They beat Man United, didn't they? I think they got a point at Bournemouth. They've had some really good results.
We just need to, and hopefully De Zerbi's got them switched on. We just need to play with exactly the same intensity that we did against Villa.
If we do that, if we can create and make chances, and then we can not do anything stupid at the back, then we got a really good chance.
Are you going to go? It's
probably not. I've got so much on at work that I just taking going for the evening would be a problem for me next week.
Or TNT Sports for you?
I don't know. I haven't looked, to be honest. Probably Monday night's usually Sky, right?
Yeah. So it's 5 a.m. Tuesday morning kickoff for me. I'll probably get up for it, to be honest. That's not too it's not too much earlier than I normally would get up, and it's a work day, so I'll probably watch live. I might expect so. Because if I try and watch on delay on the Tuesday morning, work starts to get in the way.
Yeah, I can consider it off them.
Yeah, before I was getting messages at 8:30 and I'm trying to watch the game, it would just annoy me. So yeah, I'll probably watch.
I think this is a really important weekend, right? Because by the time we play, Stan will have played Arsenal.
Do you think Arsenal go there and shit the bed though? Do you think there's
but now because City dropped a point, they know that this could put daylight between them, right? If they win, and if they really want to win, I don't care if they win the league. I'm at that point where we're not even playing the same game at the moment, are we? So as far as we're playing in a different tournament than they are.
I was messaging with an Arsenal fan and I said similar. I said, I couldn't care less. Like I said, this is the only possible scenario where I couldn't care less that you win the league. There is no other scenario in football that I would will you to win the league. But this is it. Because if it was just us already safe, of course we wouldn't want them to. But this is our Premier League survival on the line. We need them to beat West Ham. Really.
Yeah.
I mean, if West Ham get a point, we're level on points. We've got a better goal difference. We beat Leeds, then it's a 3 point plus the goal difference. But I just don't want to leave anything to chance. I just need Arsenal to go and do their job.
I think the thing is, right, so the Leeds game is the Leeds game. So it's a Monday night game. The next game is the following Tuesday.
Tuesday night,
Chelsea.
Away to Chelsea, yeah, because they're FA Cup, isn't it?
8:15 kickoff.
Yeah. Well, we're going to probably cover that game in more detail in the next episode, but I'll ask you this. With all this going on at Chelsea and the fact they seem to be a squad full of mercenaries, do you think it happens as it always does with them, that they show up for one game and beat us? Or do you think...
I mean, it would not surprise me in the slightest. But again, bit of belief playing. If we turn up like we did against Villa, I think that would be more than enough to get a result against Chelsea. I don't care if we get I'll take a draw.
Yeah, same.
I think if we win at Leeds, draw at Chelsea, and then depending on what West Ham have done, we'll be there or thereabouts, right? I don't think there's any way that it doesn't go down to the last game now, right? Unless we win, if we beat Leeds, we beat Chelsea.
That's done. They lose.
We can't. Yeah. That's it.
My utopia is obviously you go into the last round of fixtures with a 4-point gap and it's done.
Yeah, and then we can just have a party.
I'll just go to bed because then I haven't got to stay up
Actually,
until 1
it's not something to celebrate, is it really?
It's not really something to celebrate, and that's kind of where I'm at with it. It's like if we are safe,
but I think I would certainly celebrate De Zerbi's impact.
Well, he's
given how few games he was given to save us.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, what did he have? He lost, drawn. So he's had 4 so far. So he'll have had 7 games. Tudor had 7 games.
Yeah.
Didn't win a game.
But it also just shows you, like, if I go all the way back to Thomas Frank, one of his early press conferences, when he said, one thing I can guarantee you is we will lose games of football. It's like, oh, great, cheers, mate.
Positive.
And then Tudor rocks in and says, yeah, all these players are shit, basically.
Yeah.
And then De Zerbi comes
in. This is much worse than I thought it was going to be, is basically what he said.
De Zerbi comes in with exactly the same group of players, arguably worse issues by the time he got
even
there.
more injuries in the first 2 matches as well, yeah.
And he's come in and he's just been very pragmatic with it. He's like, well, this is what we're fucking dealing with.
He hasn't changed that. I mean, you start to see little tweaks on the pitch, right? So as you said, the kind of the passing and the lack of mistakes and the fact that they look to be playing, showing for each other to receive the ball.
That's what I was about to say. When we've got the ball, when we're in possession, there's always those little triangles now. There's someone showing for it. There's an option. Yeah. There's always an option. Whereas before there just weren't willing runners. It's almost like under Frank, under Tudor, there was very finger pointing, and this is your fault. This is not my fault. That's all gone away, it seems, in terms of the body language of the players. So he has to be credited,
And I watched the highlights of the training as well.
Oh yeah, I need to look that up.
Posted today, and there's nothing special going on there. They're in the gym, and then they're out on the pitch doing drills, and then small-sided games, mostly like attack against defence type stuff. But it was really, passes going to feet and shots on target and lots of shooting. There's a lot of shooting in that training.
Well, actually, that's something that really encouraged me on the Villa game. Not just the goal from Gallagher, but our players were willing to just have a pop, shoot, have a shot, buy a ticket.
I think that's something he's drilling into him in the training pitch.
No, 100%.
And I just felt like there was a togetherness and a camaraderie, and the atmosphere felt a lot better. You could see they had a couple of wins under their belt, right? They looked happier because I've seen you. Have you ever seen those kind of like the like, I don't know what they call it? Is it the green zone when the players walk in before matches and they look like they were going to a funeral? Most of them, it was really, really depressed. But now they're all turned up. It looks buoyant again, which is really great to see. And I'm hoping that carries us through these last few games.
I've got a few other points I wanted to raise before we move away from the Leeds game. Do you think, two things, I'll get a prediction from you, but I'm wondering, do you think Maddison gets a few minutes in that game?
Possibly. Yeah. He did talk about it again, and he said the problem is it's the pace and the power of the game. He's not up to speed yet.
Well, he's not. When we watch that Villa game and the energy we had, he won't have that, will he? He just won't.
No. But if we're 3 goals up or something, I would bring him on for 10 minutes or something just to get. He's not going to get match fit without matches.
Yeah.
I would bring him on, but only if we're in a position where it's a kind of out of sight and we don't. It's not a problem if he has a slip or something.
Whilst I've said he's tempered the show up, sing up, stay up stuff, I still feel it should be a really good atmosphere.
I think so as well.
2 wins under our belt, a home game,
and everyone knows what's at stake, right? No, this is not like we don't get any reruns of these games now. We have to make them count.
Yeah,
and I think people will get behind it. So the other thing is that he was asked a lot about injuries. So Maddison probably be on the bench again. Solanke not quite ready for this match, but might be back for the next one. Could be back for Chelsea. Vicario's not ready either.
I'm not sure Vicario plays again for us anyway.
And actually, Kinsky's been he did really well again against Villa. I would keep
had a good
him.
Game.
I don't see any reason to change out.
Yeah.
Winning team.
Yeah.
I would pretty much play the same team.
Yeah.
I think unless he's got some tactical thing he wants to do slightly differently.
I thought Udogie played well as well against Villa. Yeah. And also, it's almost a bit of a throwback to Ange ball. Udogie was often popping up in like the centre forward position.
Yeah.
There was a few times
it's funny you should say that. One of the guys said it in the press conference to him as well. I think it was Alistair Gold might have mentioned it.
It's almost
like Alistair.
When I was watching it, I was like, what are you doing here? In the final third, but it's just reminiscent of what we had under Anne.
Yeah. That kind of overlap or underlap.
Yeah, exactly. Or just do what you want, just get in the box. So what do you reckon for a prediction for the Leeds game in terms of a score? I've got a feeling we might win and win quite well. I think 3-1 or something.
I was just thinking exactly that, 3-1.
Yeah.
I feel like buoyant. I think we would start fast again.
Yeah.
Just and take it to them. It's the best thing we can do is just, I'm not worried about our defence, but I would much rather have possession of the ball for as much of the game as possible and most of it in their half. And I feel like make them worry about us, which is, again, it's the kind of post-Frank trauma of, giving too much to the away teams, like trying to change the way we play to negate teams. I just want us to go out there and try and beat them through sheer force of will.
What's interesting is, which I've noticed, is it seems to be the more time De Zerbi has with the group, we just keep little tweaks and getting better. Now he's had another it will be 8 days with them when we kick off against Leeds. And then he'll have another 9 days, another 8-9 days, because the Chelsea game followed down a weekend game.
And they'll have the FA Cup final to worry about.
Correct.
Which is the weekend before, right? I'm assuming.
The weekend before. So I'm hoping for a long-winded extra time, but they lose.
Extra time, penalties.
Yeah.
Half a dozen ACL injuries, the usual.
Indeed.
Mind you, I don't think they need it.
Yeah.
I think they're...
well, there's all kinds of
for the taking.
Protests planned, and that's one of the other things I wanted to bring up. So I was reading an article, I think it might have been on The Athletic or BBC, but the protests from the Chelsea fans, and part of it is being volleyed at the fact that De Zerbi basically had the red carpet rolled out for him in their home game against Forest. Did you see this?
Yeah, it's because one of the guys, he used to work with them at Brighton.
Yeah. But he was hobnobbing with it. But I'm like, that is very strange. Like, I could never imagine with Spurs about to play Chelsea, we roll the carpet out for their manager, let them come in.
Funnily, he was asked about that. He said, I had a day off. I don't like not working, so I went to watch the game.
Yeah. But apparently the Chelsea fans are protesting about that. They're protesting about just the direction.
I think that in the grand scheme of things, they've got bigger things to worry about, haven't they?
Oh, God. I mean, but again, we've seen this play out before with Chelsea. We've had very poor Chelsea teams and just shit seasons for them. I mean, I remember when they basically handed Leicester the league. They weren't a good team that season.
No,
and Eden Hazard turned into fucking prime Pele.
Didn't they finish bottom half that season?
I think they finished 12th.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're getting ahead of ourselves. We haven't even played Leeds yet, but it should be an interesting fixture in terms of the discontent at Stamford Bridge around how the club is run. It's actually not too dissimilar to some of our gripes with the board. I mean, it's just been poor decisions.
That's true. Very poor. I mean, again, and non-footballing people making stupid decisions. The only thing I was thinking before we finish with the game, the Leeds game, do you think maybe we play a slightly more aggressive, more attack-minded midfield, but maybe with Palhinha dropping to the bench with maybe Bergvall or Sarr or someone? But then I'm not sure I'd change it purely because it worked, and I feel like
he seems to really
too much change
at the moment, and it'll be. Do you know what's going to be really interesting is, assuming we stay up, which I think we will, what he does next season. Because right now, my personal view is it's horses for courses. He needs runners. Like he needs people that are just going to run for the cause, can get the result, and overrun the other team.
But he's also picked experience over youth.
Yeah.
And
that's why I think the likes of a Bergvall will get minutes, but I don't think he'll start games.
But let's be honest, that's the way it should have been for the last 2 seasons.
Oh, yeah. Bergvall and Gray only play games.
It's only due to injuries that they played so much.
So it'd be interesting.
It's been great for them. They've matured as players, and you can see there are real players in there. But, yeah.
I'm trying to remember from his time at Brighton in the Premier League, was he much of a tinkerer? Did he change things, or did he? I mean, it's all set up for intrigue. If we stay up, I'm really intrigued to see what he does next season with this group of players and who goes as well. That's going to be.
How old's Mitoma? I really like him.
Yeah, he's probably up there in terms of not old, but I think he's
in his early 30s, is he?
I think he's younger than that. Let's have a look.
Is he?
28. Yeah, he's 29 in May. He's basically 20. He's 28. Yeah,
I really like him. Yeah, if you want a kind of replacement left-sided winger, he's really it, isn't he?
He certainly is. It'll be interesting to see what plays out in the transfer window. My also view is, and I said this to a few mates here, we need a striker. We do. We need a proper striker.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Richarlison's gone at the end of the season anyway, right? And
I would expect
Kolo Muani may or may not. Depends. And even if we want to keep him, the money would have to be reasonable because he's nowhere near what he was when PSG bought him, is he?
No, and Solanke for me has never really done it.
He's not good enough.
Yeah, so we do need a striker. Now, the problem we're going to have is the market that we're now operating in. We'd have no European football, so it's purely going to come down to money. Not too dissimilar to how we got De Zerbi, right?
This is where we need to get our recruitment team right, because we need to be finding the players that the Bournemouths and the Brightons are buying before they buy them, not after they've bought them.
Well, we've got Lancashire who's returned as we expected he would. It's the end of their season. Yeah. Come back from Oxford. Now, the one player that I think could be a possibility, and he's kind of gone a bit unnoticed now, but Evan Ferguson, ex-Brighton, he went to West Ham, played 8 games last season, didn't score, didn't do so well, and then he's out on loan at Roma, and he's injured. Now, the reason I raise him is because of his age. He's homegrown, I believe, and he played under De Zerbi at Brighton. So that's one player that comes to mind as far as
I feel like he had a lot of promise, and it never quite. He never quite did. Something happened, and he never quite. So maybe again, it's another one of those ones that needs the right kind of manager to get it out of him.
Correct. Yeah. So I think he's a possibility.
But he wouldn't be an expensive buyer. They were talking about 100 million for him at one stage, weren't they?
Yeah. So he's one that comes to mind. But also, it's time that we operate. As to your point, a good recruitment team comes up with players that I fucking never heard of, and they come and hit the ground running.
I want Danny Rose to be sat at home Googling them.
Yeah.
But I want them to be surprisingly good, not surprisingly bad.
Whatever plays out, which I do think, I'll say it again, I do think we stay up. For me, there needs to be a bit of a clear out, but for me, it has to start with Johan Langer needs to go. He has to be one to go.
He should not survive this season.
He can't. How can he? He can't.
But I saw another article today reaffirming that Sebastian Kell is still the preferred option,
which old mate
as covered in previous episodes.
Yeah,
and discussion with Ben. Really don't think it's a good fit.
No.
Really, even in the Premier League, I'm not sure it's a good fit.
Well,
because there's a lot, as you said, right? There's got to be a lot of people moved on and new faces come in and good squad building. And so there's going to be a lot of negotiating for players in and out.
Yeah.
And I worry that seems to be a weakness of his.
We'll see. I hope, my hope is that De Zerbi gets a bit of a say in this as well, in terms of who does he want to work alongside.
Oh, Christ, yes.
Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
So let's see how that plays out. But then the 2 other players that I think we mentioned offline, it seems to be that the Andy Robertson deal, assuming we're a Premier League team next season.
If we stay up, it sounds like that's a done deal. And Senesi's the other one that the story is.
I have a view on Senesi, and you did make a good point that he's actually out of contract, but it doesn't sit right with me when a player's employed somewhere and he's posting pictures at
the training ground, the Hotspur Way. On Instagram.
I don't love that behaviour. I wouldn't be happy if Van der Ven or Romero or whoever was doing that. And
it's also a bit premature, isn't it, really? Because, is he going to come to us if we get relegated? I don't think he is.
No. Well, let's hope it's all a moot point and that we get the results that we need and we're not relegated. And I think we will be fine now. The thing is, when I was saying we'll be fine before and I thought we'd find a way, is my mates here were like, I love your optimism, but we're gone. And I'm like, I just don't think we are. And what I was basing that on, Graeme, was just history. And where I mean with that is just things happen, twists happen, things change.
I felt like there was going to be a twist.
Yeah.
And I think we said it before. I felt it would go to the last game.
Yeah.
And it does look like that's the case. But I feel way more positive about it now than I did 3 games ago.
It was more now. I'm not just looking at a twist or someone doing us a favour. Now I'm looking at how
it's in our hands, right?
It's in our hands.
It's in our hands. That's all we could have asked for.
And like I said, that performance, we've talked a lot about just getting the win. I actually disagree. I think the performance against Villa was really important because we looked good. Right?
No, I think Wolves, the points were the most important thing.
Yeah.
But I think that we got both this time. And I think that's great for confidence, and the fact that it's 2 on the bounce, 3 unbeaten, all of a sudden we're building some momentum and at exactly the right time, absolutely at the right time of the season. And West Ham look like they just rolled over, didn't they, last weekend?
But I always thought they had that in them because they're not very good. They're down there for a reason. Yeah. You know, they're not a good side.
But if you look at their form since the start of the year compared to ours, it's significantly better. But they've still got Newcastle to play as well, haven't they? And I forget who they've got last game of the season.
And Newcastle seem
to have
Palace
the last game they've got?
No, they've got Leeds.
Yeah, so that again, that's not an easy match.
But the one is the irony, and the one is the Arsenal game. Like the Arsenal fans all laughing at us saying, "Oh, we hope Spurs go down." The absolute irony in that they beat West Ham, that we just take a big step to staying up.
Yeah.
So I think
West Ham could have problems if they go down as well.
Massive.
Because and also there's a lot going on off the pitch there as well, right?
And so let's imagine for a moment we stay up, West Ham do go down. West Ham are the cautionary tale for us to make some serious changes. This is a massive warning to this football club, right? We have flirted now with relegation. If we stay up, I just hope there's change, Graeme. I really do. I hope there's big change. Johan Langer needs to go. The CEO, in my view, probably needs to go. I mean, he's sold us down the river in many regards. And maybe, just maybe it's time that the Lewis family and Enix sell up and fuck off and just let someone come in and buy the club.
I think the problem is I don't think they have any intention of doing that.
Yeah. And I've said it before.
For a massive buyout.
Yeah, I've said it before, and I don't think it's going to happen, but I've always said it. Just divest the football part to somebody and you keep the business. But they want to keep it all as one. So, yeah.
I got one more thing I wanted to cover.
Yeah.
Two things. Number one, did you see some Arsenal fan posted his tickets in his hotel room details?
Yeah, with the booking reference.
And someone emailed the hotel and cancelled it.
And said, enjoy your trip. Yeah. Quite funny.
Which is, it's a bit harsh, but, you know.
Bit petty, but funny nevertheless.
Yes. And the other thing was Thomas went to see the game on Sunday.
Yes.
He went into town with his mates to watch it in Nottingham on like a sports bar. And towards the end of the match, around the end of the time, he heard a cheer and he looked round and Tyrese Hall walked in, and he's obviously playing on loan at Notts County. So he got to shake his hand and wish him well for the playoffs, because they're in the semi-finals this week. And he said, "And come on, you Spurs."
Well, because
that's quite cool.
When you sent me that story, I looked up where Tyrese was from. He's like a local lad, so he's Tottenham. So hopefully, he's going to be good and comes back and operates well for us. But yeah, nice story. That was great.
I think he's got 9 goals, 2 assists in 34 matches this season. He said I asked him, how's he doing? And he said he's been in and out the team with injuries and suspensions, also played out of position as a 10, but he's still impressed and will absolutely be in a higher league next season, whether or not it's at Notts.
To digress a little bit, who was the other kid that was there? George Abbott. He's now
he went to Wickham, didn't he?
Mansfield Town.
Oh, he must. I think he went to Wickham at the beginning of the season, and then he was sent back out. I don't know how he's doing at Mansfield.
Yeah, he's not. Well, according to his stats, stolen an assist at each team. But he's quite young, isn't he?
Yeah, he had a great season. But then even like Jamie Donnelly has not had a great season in comparison to his season at Leyton Orient, for instance.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
He was at Stoke with Phillips, wasn't he? I think.
Yeah, Ash Phillips. Well, Ash Phillips. We got Ash Phillips, Donnelly. We got Vuskovic.
Yeah,
you know, we've got
Mikey Moore.
Mikey Moore. Mikey Moore. Honorary shout out for Mikey Moore. He won Young Player of the Year.
Yeah,
in Scotland, which is great. Really tough for him. I don't think. Can they still
I'm not surprised either.
Can they win the league still, Rangers, or is it done now?
I'm not sure.
Let's have a look. I know Hearts had a big result, and that basically put them on the cusp. Yeah, it looks like it's done. Rangers can't. It's between Celtic and Hearts. But no, I hope that. Well, you say about Mitoma. Mikey Moore, could he come back and operate on that left-hand side and be a mainstay?
I guess we'll see in the summer when De Zerbi has all the players back and gets a chance to have a proper look at them, right?
Well, I want to be safe, because I'm a bit more optimistic once we're fully safe. But I keep forgetting that Spurs are coming here, and I've got tickets. They're playing Sydney on the Wednesday night. And
I think we talked about it last time, I think off air, but like I'm hoping that between you and Richard that we can cover all the 3 matches, right? Is it 3 matches? 2 in Australia, is it?
2 in Australia, 2 in New Zealand, I think. Maybe it's 4.
Okay, so maybe between we can get we could do some like local reporter on the ground stuff around the matches. Would be really interesting.
And I'll be a lot more excited to do that once I know we're a Premier League team, because it feels a bit... Well, and also, I think how the timing works, if we were to be Championship, it's after the Chelsea game that weekend, we'd play in the Championship like a few days later because it starts earlier.
Yeah.
So it better bloody be Premier League. So hopefully I get to see in the flesh Vuskovic, Moore, and one or two others, that return. Because Ash Phillips, he was at Plymouth, wasn't he, for a while as well?
Yes, he was, yeah.
We've got a good young crop of players. And to be honest, I've not been overawed by our senior players at times this season, so maybe it's time to give them a proper run.
The interesting that with the tour that a lot of the players will be away for the World Cup.
Yeah,
so I'm not sure they'll all be on the tour. Which I think I quite like those tours because you get to see more of the kind of fringe players and the youth players coming. They get a chance to play a few matches, get a chance to have a look at them.
If I just think without looking it up, Van der Ven, he won't be there. Mero, if he stays anyway, he won't be there. Porro doesn't get in the Spain squad, though, does he? Very often.
He has played for them, though, hasn't he?
I think he has a few times. I don't think he was in the Euros. And it remains to be seen if
he might not be with us anyway after the summer.
Be with us anyway. Maddison will feature because he wouldn't obviously be at the World Cup because he's come back from injury. So you'll probably see Maddison.
Kudus be back by then? Probably not, no.
Well, he's gone neighing, isn't he? So whether he's not, I don't know.
And he's not had he decided not to have an op, didn't he?
Yeah. Kulusevski, Sweden. Don't think he will be with Sweden. Bergvall will be at the World Cup.
Yes.
There should be a good number of youngsters. And it's almost like it's funny, right? When I've gone to pre-season games, either in Australia or America where I've lived, there's like this excitement from the local fans that it's Tottenham and all that. I don't really care that much about that. I just want to see the younger players.
Yeah. It's like seeing something a bit different, getting the opportunity to see the...
Yeah. And I have a fundamental problem with what Australian stadiums and US stadiums charge for pre-season as well. I think it was like, I got my tickets for the Sydney FC Tottenham game, and I'll go up there for work and just work from Sydney that week. I think it was like 60 quid, like the equivalent of £60.
Wow.
For a pre-season.
Yeah, it's like that's the same as a Premier League match at White Hart Lane.
It's nuts. It's just a cash grab. But nevertheless, I
could be worse. It could be a World Cup game. You'd be paying about £4.5 million.
Bloody ridiculous. Did you see Infantino's latest comments about that?
I stopped.
So there's a ticket for the World Cup final on sale for $2 million, like legit. And he's come out and said, if someone buys it, I'll personally deliver a Coke and a hot dog to them. There's just so much wrong with that statement.
Well, he gets 30% of it, so
correct. It's on your resale site. I mean, it's just disgusting, absolutely disgusting. It should be a crime that it's even posted. It shouldn't be allowed. Like there should be a cap on how much you can list something for. I mean,
face value is what it should be.
Yeah, I mean, it's just absolutely ludicrous. But that's
what I like about at least our ticket exchange at Tottenham. At least it is face value only.
Well, it's funny. I'll go on a bit of a tangent about the World Cup. As we know, I have many times before, and we're hoping to do a few World Cup specials in the summer, including a few other guests that we've had on. But where I'm going with this is I've created a WhatsApp group. I'm going to have a few friends over for Sunday, the 14th of June, and the kickoff times for me are actually pretty good. So it's 5 a.m. Qatar, Switzerland, won't maybe bother with that one. 8 a.m. Brazil, Morocco, 11 a.m. Haiti, Scotland, and then 2 p.m. Australia, Turkey. So I've got a few Aussies coming. I've got a couple of Scottish.
I thought you were going to say I've got a couple of Qataris coming.
Yeah, a few Qataris.
A couple of Haitians.
And no Haitians. But the point is, I said to the guys when I created the WhatsApp group, I said, everything that's gone before the football has left a really bad taste in my mouth. It's about a month away now. I'm hoping once the football starts, I can just enjoy the tournament.
The fact they're going to have half-time fucking...
It's hard.
30 minutes.
A month out, mate. And Lindsay knows this about me. A month out from any major tournament normally, I'd be wearing an England shirt every day. I'd be ordering my wall chart. I'd be getting the bunting up. I'd be really
Panini
excited.
sticker book would be out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I still
They're doing one this. Did you see that? There's been a big thing about it in the news here.
Yeah. But I just feel a bit flat going into it because it's just rife with corruption.
It just feels dirty, doesn't it?
Yeah. Totally
grubby,
agree. And
filthy, dirty, grubby.
And it's I watch football and I've watched football historically and watch World Cups and Premier League and all kinds of football to get away from politics. Now it's all so fucking blurred, you know?
Yeah.
It just feels wrong. But yeah, so I'm hoping once the football starts, at least the spectacle on the pitch is decent. But yeah, so anyway, so that's almost upon us. But I didn't have anything else from a Spurs perspective, mate.
Me neither. I think we've covered everything for the time being.
Absolutely. Other than to say, as always, from me, come on, you Spurs.
Yeah, thanks to everyone who's listened in. Please like and subscribe to the podcast to tickle the algorithm so we can get in front of more Spurs supporters. And as Glenn said, come on, you Spurs.
Let me be the one that you turn